Good evening, hello, good night. On today's episode of You Can Do Anything with AI, I've created literal magic that somehow stopped working 3 hours ago during the first take, and it was working much better. But we've salvaged some of it, and I'd like to share what I've learned in the last 35 hours building this on a totally new stack. So this is an iOS application for the iPhone built on Ruby on Rails and Swift with Xcode and Cursor, and LangChain, which is somewhat partially functional. Here, let's do the walkthrough. Okay, screen mirroring. This is the app. It's a project's checklist, right? We can create a checklist or go into one. We can have in progress and complete. And what we're going to do right now is just delete these and start from scratch. This is the cool feature, which, again, has since broken, that I can click and create a checklist. I'll just show you. I'm going to record. Clean up the cup. Clear off the counter. Turn out the lights. Here, what's going to happen here is we can have a transcription service that is going to call our orchestrator, which is going to call our prompt, and here, and it's going to give us a little bit of rundown. We're going to approve all. This is one of the areas that's decreased in quality since the last fail, but I'm not going to complain about it. What we see here in LangChain is we have that our orchestrator was able to capture our input decisions being made, whether this is a match for a future application or whether this is a new to-do list item or whether it's an update to a previous to-do list item. LangChain has been fun, but most of the time my fallback prompts locally have been saved. I've got several prompts in here, the prompt engineering, version control, which is a really cool place to keep it. If the APIs were able to connect, maybe I need to make those prompts public. And some of the decisions that I've made regarding this is that we've had a few requirements. One is under 2-second delivery analysis, image analysis, and audio analysis. That's really hard to make within a 24-hour or 48-hour MVP. So something has to give. I decided that I wanted to go for quality because there are other things that could be done better in with more time. For example, the transcription tool I'm using is Whisper, which is from OpenAI, and there's two options for using Whisper. There's an API usage and there's an on-device usage. The on-device requires more configuration, but apparently it's super fast. So that's an update that I would make in the future to reduce times. Audio is being analyzed in chunk for speed. The agent setup, we chose a semantic approach for matching updates versus explicit matching, and we went through several iterations. I went through several iterations of prompt engineering on this. Temporarily had to learn a lot of lessons in this. Temporarily had to pause SSL certs, which is not good for production environments, but this was endemic of working with Ruby and Rails on Rails for the first time. Development, I learned, moves slower on Swift. Every step is a smaller step, takes longer, more issues, but at the end, it's very satisfying about how cleanly it works. LangSmith needs a project initiation up front. The project isn't automatically created when you call it. And initially, I'm wondering why performance is so bad on developer mode on my phone, but I realized I'm connecting to my server over our Wi-Fi or network, and we're also running a debug mode on my phone. So it can be a little bit slow at times, but at the end, it seems to be, to function okay. Again, this was working really nicely 3 hours ago, and I'm showing what I got. Still happy with the outcome. But 3 hours ago, man, you should have been there.